forgotten corner of Whispering Oaks Hospital lies the sealed-off Ward 13, a place abandoned for decades. The corridor leading to it is chained up, with a faded "Do Not Enter" sign swaying gently in the stale air. The few staff members who still recall it speak only in hushed whispers, sharing chilling stories about the strange occurrences and the patients who mysteriously vanished there, never to be seen again. It all started in the 1940s, when Whispering Oaks was overwhelmed with victims from a local factory explosion. In desperation, the hospital quickly opened Ward 13 as an overflow unit for those suffering from severe burns and critical injuries. The ward was a grim place, dimly lit, with paint peeling off the walls and an unnatural chill hanging in the air. Doctors and nurses, including Dr. Matthews, reported an eerie sensation of being watched, even when alone. Patients, delirious and in pain, would whisper about shadowy figures hovering at their bedsides, murmuring indistinct words in their ears. Some even claimed they heard disembodied voices calling their names in the dead of night. Then the disappearances began. One night, Nurse Margaret, doing her rounds, noticed an empty bed. Assuming the patient had been moved, she checked the chart, but there was no record of any transfer. Alarmed, she notified the staff, who conducted a full search of the hospital. The patient was never found. This unsettling pattern repeated itself over the next few months. Patients would rest peacefully one moment and vanish the next, as if they had simply been swallowed by the darkness. Whispers of the ward being cursed spread like wildfire. Some believed it was built on an ancient burial ground, while others claimed it was haunted by the spirits of those who died in agony. Dr. Matthews, intrigued and disturbed by the stories, decided to investigate. He set up an old camera in Ward 13, determined to capture evidence of what was happening. The footage he recovered was chilling. In the grainy black and white images, a shadowy figure appeared, emerging from the wall like a wisp of smoke. It hovered over a patient's bed, whispering inaudible words. Then, as if sensing it was being observed, the figure turned towards the camera. Two faintly glowing pinpricks of light, resembling eyes, stared directly into the lens before the figure dissolved back into the shadows. When the staff checked the bed, the patient was gone. Dr. Matthews, frantic, brought his findings to the hospital board. They dismissed his claims as nonsense, attributing his concerns to stress. Desperate to prove his sanity, he returned to Ward 13 alone one final time. He, too, was never seen again. After his disappearance, the ward was permanently closed. The hospital sealed it off, erasing it from floor plans and pretending it had never existed. But rumors persisted. Janitors working the night shift reported hearing faint cries echoing from behind the sealed doors. Some claimed to see fleeting shadows darting down the hallways. The temperature would plummet without warning, accompanied by a faint metallic scent, like blood. Over the years, urban explorers drawn to the haunted reputation of Whispering Oaks managed to break into the abandoned ward. Those who returned shared disturbing accounts of flickering lights, spreading bloodstains on the walls, and disembodied voices crying for help. One explorer swore he saw a figure in a hospital gown standing in the corner, its face obscured by shadows. When he called out, it turned its head slowly, revealing a mouth stretched into a silent, grotesque scream. shut down, locals still believe the land is haunted. The crumbling building stands as a dark monument filled with memories of the past. At night, those brave enough to walk by say they see a shadowy figure in the broken window of Ward 13, watching them, waiting for its next victim. They say once you step into Ward 13, you never leave. Your soul becomes just another whisper in the darkness, another shadow flickering against the peeling walls. And there it waits, ever patient for the next unfortunate soul to cross its threshold.